The fluorescent lights buzz overhead like angry wasps in the sterile Manhattan bank. Gloria Johnson sits frozen at the mahogany desk, her weathered hands trembling around a black pen. $40,000. Her last $40,000. The transfer form spreads before her like a death warrant. Crisp white paper demanding her signature. If you really love that little girl, then sign it. Marcus leans forward, his cologne suffocating the air between them. His voice cuts through the silence like a blade wrapped in silk. If not, don't blame us for what comes next. Vanessa shifts beside him, her manicured fingers drumming against designer leather. Sweet smile plastered across her face, but her eyes burn with impatience. Gloria's worn army jacket feels heavy on her shoulders today. 69 years old, and she's never felt smaller than this moment. The bank's glass walls reflect her image back at her endlessly. A small black woman drowning in fluorescent white light. Her military pension barely covers rent these days. This insurance money from James, her late husband, was supposed to be her lifeline. Instead, it's become her noose. Mom, you know we wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. Vanessa's voice drips honey, but Gloria tastes the poison underneath. The house payment is due, and Marcus lost his job last month. Marcus nods gravely, straightening his expensive tie. We're talking about losing everything, Gloria. The way he says her name makes her skin crawl. Never Mom, never anything warm. Just Gloria, like she's some stranger on the street. And Amara needs new school clothes. Vanessa's trump card lands like a punch to Gloria's chest. Sweet Amara, 11 years old with James's eyes and Gloria's stubborn chin. The only person in this world who still hugs her without wanting something. You wouldn't want her to be embarrassed at school, would you? Gloria's pen hovers over the signature line. Her hand shakes so violently the ink barely stays in the barrel. She remembers Amara's last sleepover, braiding her granddaughter's hair while watching Disney movies. Grandma, why don't you come to dinner anymore? The question had pierced Gloria's heart then. Now it feels like a dagger twisting deeper. If you don't sign this, Mom, I don't know what we'll do. Vanessa's voice cracks with manufactured emotion. We might have to move across the country. Marcus picks up the threat seamlessly. California has better job opportunities. You won't see Amara again if you don't cooperate. The words hang in the air like smoke from a gun. Gloria's chest tightens, each breath feeling like drowning. She raised Vanessa alone after James deployed overseas. Worked 3 jobs to pay for her college. Sold her mother's wedding ring for Vanessa's dental school. Cleaned houses on weekends to help with the wedding deposit. Never asked for a dime in return. Never expected gratitude. Only wanted her daughter's love. The bank manager, a young woman with kind eyes, glances over occasionally. Gloria catches her looking and feels a flutter of something. Hope, maybe. Or desperation. Just sign it, Mom. Vanessa's patience wears thin, sweetness cracking like cheap paint. Stop being so selfish for once. The word hits like a slap across Gloria's weathered face. After a lifetime of giving everything away, Marcus checks his gold watch impatiently. We don't have all day, Gloria. The bank closes in an hour. Gloria's vision blurs with unshed tears. She thinks of James, how he'd held her hand during chemotherapy treatments. How he'd whispered promises about growing old together. How he'd made her swear to never let anyone push her around. Promise me, Glory. His voice echoes in her memory. Promise me you'll fight. The pen feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds. Gloria lowers her head, pretending to study the signature line. Vanessa and Marcus lean forward eagerly. Vultures circling wounded prey. Instead of signing her name, Gloria's hand moves differently. Small blue letters appear across the page. Help me. 2 words that could change everything. Don't let them see. She keeps writing, hand shielding the paper. The bank manager notices immediately. Their eyes meet for just a heartbeat. Understanding passes between them like electricity. The young woman's hand moves slowly towards something beneath her desk. Gloria continues pretending to sign, buying precious seconds. Marcus drums his fingers against the table. Almost done there, Gloria? The silent alarm activates without a sound. No bells, no sirens. Just a red light blinking somewhere behind bulletproof glass. Within 3 minutes, security guards appear at the bank's entrance. 2 police officers follow close behind. Marcus notices first, his face draining of color. What's going on here? Vanessa's head snaps toward the approaching officers. Mom, what did you do? Gloria doesn't answer. For the first time in decades, she doesn't apologize. Doesn't explain. Doesn't bow down. Ma'am, we need to speak with you privately. The lead officer's voice is gentle but firm. Marcus explodes from his chair. This is ridiculous. She's signing voluntarily. Vanessa bursts into tears, mascara streaming down her cheeks. She's my mother. This is elder abuse. The irony isn't lost on Gloria. The bank manager steps forward calmly. Sir, ma'am, I need you to step back. Gloria rises from her chair on unsteady legs. The officers escort her toward a private room. Marcus shouts behind them, threats disguised as concern. Vanessa's sobs echo off the glass walls. But Gloria keeps walking. Her hands still tremble. Her heart still races. But in her eyes, something flickers. Something that's been dormant for too long. As she sits across from the officers in the quiet room, Gloria realizes something. She just stepped out of the trenches. And for the first time in years, she's still standing. 24 hours later, Gloria sits in her cramped studio apartment. The police station interrogation room still echoes in her mind. Detective Rodriguez had been patient, taking down every detail. Marcus and Vanessa charged with attempted financial elder abuse. Restraining orders signed and filed. Her $40,000 safe in her account. But victory feels hollow when you're sitting alone. The apartment walls close in around her like a cardboard box. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, furniture from 30 years ago. This is what a lifetime of saying yes gets you. Gloria stares at the unfinished canvas propped against her kitchen table. Half-painted sunflowers lean toward an invisible Sunday. She started it 3 months after James died. Never found the courage to finish. The phone rings, shrill and demanding. Unknown number flashing across the cracked screen. She lets it go to voicemail. It's probably Vanessa, calling from a friend's phone. More tears. More manipulation. More promises that things will be different. Gloria closes her eyes and remembers when different meant something else. Fort Bragg, North Carolina, 1978. Sergeant Gloria Washington, before she became Johnson. Standing at attention in pressed fatigues, 23 years old and bulletproof. Her squad looked up to her then. No retreat, no surrender. She'd bark the words across the training field. 200 soldiers, responding with thunderous voices. In those days, she was steel wrapped in skin. Command came naturally, like breathing. Other sergeants respected her decisions. Privates followed her through grueling exercises without question. She could silence a room with one look. Make grown men reconsider their life choices with 3 words. When did that woman disappear? Gloria opens her eyes, studying her reflection in the black TV screen. Same face, weathered now with 69 years of living. Same hands, though they shake more these days. But something vital got lost along the way. After discharge, she'd met James at a veterans cookout. He'd been drawn to her strength, her confidence. You're different from other women, he'd said. You know what you want. If only he could see her now. The transformation started slowly after Vanessa was born. Military discipline softened into maternal tenderness. No became maybe, then yes. But then simply yes. First it was small things. Staying up all night with colicky Vanessa. Missing her own college classes to babysit. Selling her motorcycle to buy a minivan. Each sacrifice felt noble then. Evidence of how much she loved her daughter. When James deployed to Afghanistan, Gloria became everything. Mother, father, breadwinner, cheerleader. Yes, honey, we can get the expensive sneakers. Yes, honey, I'll work overtime for dance lessons. Yes, honey, whatever you need. The words became her mantra. Her daughter's happiness mattered more than her own dreams. College tuition sucked up Gloria's savings account first. $47,000 for Vanessa's dental degree. Gloria worked 3 jobs that year. Cleaning offices at night, babysitting on weekends. Her back ached constantly, but Vanessa was thriving. That's all that mattered. The wedding came next, lavish and expensive. Vanessa wanted everything perfect for her special day. Gloria liquidated her retirement fund. $32,000 for flowers, dress, venue. She wore a borrowed outfit to her daughter's wedding. Nobody noticed, or if they did, nobody cared. The house down payment wiped out her insurance policy. $58,000 for Vanessa and Marcus's starter home. Gloria moved from her comfortable apartment to this shoebox. It's temporary, Mom, Vanessa had promised. Just until we get established. That was 5 years ago. Then came the credit cards. Marcus's gambling debts disguised as business investments. $12,000 here, $8,000 there. Gloria's perfect credit score became collateral damage. But the worst part wasn't the money. It was watching her daughter transform. Sweet Vanessa became demanding, entitled. Love replaced by expectation. Visits replaced by phone calls asking for more. Gloria remembers painting the peacock mural in their dining room. 3 days on her hands and knees. Every feather detailed in blues and greens and gold. The blue's a little dark, Vanessa had said. Not thank you. Not it's beautiful. Just criticism wrapped in disappointed sighs. Gloria had repainted it twice before getting it right. James died on a Tuesday morning last spring. Heart attack at the grocery store. Sudden, merciless, final. The funeral filled with his veteran friends. Vanessa spent the service checking her phone. Marcus complained about the catered lunch being too expensive. Nobody asked how Gloria was holding up. Nobody offered to help with arrangements. She buried her husband alone, surrounded by hundreds of people. The life insurance check arrived 3 weeks later. $40,000. James's final gift, meant to keep her comfortable. Within hours, Vanessa was at her door. Mom, we really need to talk about your finances. As if Gloria couldn't manage money. As if 49 years of marriage taught her nothing. The manipulation started gentle. Concerns about Gloria living alone. Suggestions about investment opportunities. Hints about Amara's future college needs. When gentle failed, the pressure increased. Marcus's threats. Vanessa's tears. Ultimatums disguised as loving concern. Until yesterday at the bank. Gloria picks up her paintbrush, then sets it down again. The sunflowers stare at her with half-formed faces. Waiting for completion. Waiting for courage. She thinks about Amara, probably crying herself to sleep tonight. Missing her grandmother but not understanding why. Children shouldn't be weapons in adult wars. But Vanessa learned that lesson from somewhere. Maybe from Gloria herself. Maybe from all those years of saying yes. The apartment grows dark as evening settles over the city. Streetlights flicker on outside her single window. Other people's lives illuminated in squares of warm yellow. Families eating dinner together. Children doing homework. Normal life continuing without her. Gloria whispers the question that haunts her nights. When is it my turn? The words echo in the small space. No one answers. But for the first time in decades, she waits for a response. Tomorrow, she decides, She'll start looking for it herself. The sunflowers can wait one more day. But Gloria Washington Johnson cannot. Officer Maria Santos sits across from Gloria in the precinct break room. Coffee grows cold between them as paperwork spreads across the metal table. Financial abuse charges filed, restraining orders processed. The legal machinery clicks into motion with bureaucratic efficiency. But Gloria's hands still shake when she holds the pen. Mrs. Johnson, I need you to understand something. Officer Santos leans forward, her voice gentle but firm. This isn't going to stop here. Gloria looks up, confusion clouding her tired eyes. The charges? The manipulation. Santos pulls out a worn pamphlet from her uniform pocket. My mother raised me alone after my father left. She gave everything to my older brother. Every paycheck, every birthday gift, every Christmas bonus. Gloria recognizes the pain in the young officer's voice. He kept promising to pay her back. Kept saying he just needed one more chance. She died, broke, and alone in a nursing home. The words hit Gloria like a physical blow. Ma'am, they'll try again. Different tactics, same goal. Set boundaries now, or you'll lose everything. Santos slides the pamphlet across the table. Including yourself. Gloria stares at the title through blurry vision. Financial Abuse Recovery, a Survivor's Guide. 3 days later, Gloria's phone rings at 7 a.m. Vanessa's name flashes across the cracked screen. Gloria stares at it, heart hammering against her ribs. On the 4th ring, she answers. Mom? Vanessa's voice cracks with manufactured emotion. Mom, I'm so sorry about everything. The familiar script begins, polished through years of practice. Marcus was stressed about work. We never meant for things to go that far. Gloria grips the phone with white knuckles. The police won't return our calls. They have restraining orders against us. Mom, please, you have to drop the charges. The old Gloria would have crumbled by now. Would have apologized for causing trouble. Would have rushed to fix everything. Think about Amara, Mom. Vanessa's voice turns disparate. She's asking why she can't see Grandma anymore. She's crying herself to sleep every night. The knife twists exactly where Vanessa intended. Gloria closes her eyes, seeing her granddaughter's face. Sweet Amara with her gap-toothed smile and fierce hugs. We could work this out as a family. No lawyers, no police. Just us. In the background, Gloria hears Marcus's voice. Tell her about the bills. Tell her we might lose the house. Vanessa's tears sound genuine now. Mom, we're disparity. The mortgage is 3 months behind. Marcus lost another job interview yesterday. We need $10,000 by Friday. The number hangs in the air like smoke. $10,000. 1/4 of Gloria's remaining nest egg. If we lose the house, we'll have to move. Amara will have to change schools. She'll lose all her friends. Gloria's chest tightens with familiar panic. Her granddaughter's happiness hanging in the balance. But then Officer Santos's voice echoes in her memory. Set boundaries, or you'll lose everything. Gloria takes a shaky breath. No. The word comes out as barely a whisper. What? Vanessa's surprise is genuine. No, Gloria repeats, stronger this time. Silence stretches across the phone line. Then Marcus's voice explodes in the background. Give me that phone. The sound of fumbling, muffled arguments. Gloria, you listen to me. Marcus's voice drips with barely controlled rage. You're being manipulated by those cops. We're family. Family helps family. Gloria's hand trembles against the phone. If you don't help us, you'll never see Amara again. We'll make sure of that. The threat is naked now, all pretense stripped away. Choose carefully, old woman. The line goes dead. Gloria stares at the silent phone for 10 minutes. Fear and relief war in her chest. She just said no to her daughter. For the first time in 37 years. The world hasn't ended. She's still breathing. Still alive. Still herself. 2 weeks later, Gloria stands outside a Brooklyn community center. The building looks tired, brick walls weathered by decades of winters. Hand-painted signs advertise everything from yoga classes to tax preparation. Her destination hides on the 3rd floor. Financial Abuse Survivors Support Group. Thursdays, at 2 p.m. Gloria climbs the stairs slowly, each step a small act of courage. The hallway smells like disinfectant and old coffee. Fluorescent lights flicker overhead like dying stars. Room 312 sits at the end of a long corridor. Through the frosted glass door, Gloria sees shadows moving, voices speaking in hushed, careful tones. She stands outside for 5 full minutes. Her military training wars with decades of learned helplessness. Finally, she knocks. Come in. The room holds 8 folding chairs arranged in a circle. 7 are occupied by people ranging from 40 to 80. All strangers united by shared wounds. I'm Dorothy, says an elderly black woman with kind eyes. Welcome to our group. Gloria takes the empty chair, hands folded in her lap. Would you like to share your name? Gloria. Her voice sounds foreign in the quiet space. Just Gloria for now. The meeting flows around her like gentle water. Stories emerge slowly, carefully. A son who drained his mother's retirement fund. A daughter who forged checks for drug money. A grandson who stole his grandmother's identity. Gloria listens with growing recognition. These aren't monsters or strangers. They're family members who crossed lines. People who weaponized love for personal gain. She's not alone in this particular hell. The hardest part, says a woman named Ruth, is when they use the grandchildren. Gloria's hands clench involuntarily. They know exactly which buttons to push, which heartstrings to pull. Love becomes a weapon against us. Heads nod around the circle. Understanding passes between survivors like electricity. When the meeting ends, Dorothy approaches Gloria. There's a sign-up sheet for next week. Gloria stares at the paper, pen hovering uncertainly. I have a granddaughter. They're using her against me. Dorothy's smile is sad but knowing. They always do. The question is, what kind of grandmother do you want to be? One who enables dysfunction or one who models strength? Gloria signs her name with shaking letters. Gloria Johnson. Thursday, 2 p.m. As she walks home through Brooklyn's crowded streets, something shifts inside her chest. The fear remains, but it's no longer alone. Hope has finally found room to breathe. 5 a.m. sharp, Gloria's eyes snap open. No alarm clock needed. Her body remembers the rhythm from decades past. Military precision flowing back through her veins like medicine. She sits up in bed, feet hitting the cold hardwood floor. For the first time in years, she doesn't feel exhausted. The support group meetings have become her lifeline. 3 weeks of Thursday afternoons learning to breathe again. But today feels different. Today feels like Reveille. Gloria pulls on her old running shoes from the closet. Dusty and forgotten, but still sturdy. Like her. The Brooklyn streets stretch empty in the pre-dawn darkness. Her first steps feel uncertain, muscles protesting decades of neglect. But by the 3rd block, muscle memory kicks in. Left, right, left, right. The cadence her drill sergeant burned into her bones. Sound off. The words echo in her mind as she rounds the corner. By week 2 of her morning runs, Gloria adds structure. 0600, reveille and run. 0700, shower and breakfast. 0800, painting time. The sunflower canvas finally gets finished. Bright yellow petals reaching toward an azure sky. Bold strokes replacing timid brushwork. The woman who painted this isn't afraid anymore. Gloria signs the bottom corner with confident letters. G. Johnson, 2024. Not Gloria's attempt or practice painting. Just her name, claiming the work as hers. Thursday afternoon arrives with autumn rain pattering against windows. Room 312 fills with familiar faces and steaming coffee cups. Gloria takes her usual seat between two new friends. Miriam Goldstein, 73, sharp as a tack. Luis Rodriguez, 68, retired NYPD detective. Both survivors, both fighters, both exactly what Gloria needs. So, mi amor, Luis says, handing Gloria a paper cup. How was the yoga class yesterday? Gloria groans dramatically, earning chuckles around the circle. I once crawled under barbed wire in basic training. Yesterday, I was defeated by spandex. Miriam snorts with laughter. Oy vey, Gloria. Those 20-year-olds in their designer leggings, making us look like pretzels gone wrong. The group erupts in knowing laughter. These moments of lightness feel like oxygen, proof that joy still exists after trauma. But you went, Dorothy points out gently. 6 months ago, would you have tried something new? Gloria considers this. 6 months ago, she couldn't say no to her daughter. Now she's attempting downward dog poses. Progress comes in unexpected forms. Next week, I'm trying salsa dancing, Luis announces. My granddaughter says I need to get out more. At least she's not trying to rob you blind, Miriam mutters. Dark humor has become their shared language. A way to process pain without drowning in it. After the meeting, the three friends walk to a nearby diner. Their post-session ritual involving pie and honest conversation. Gloria, you're different, Miriam observes over apple crumble. Standing taller, speaking louder. The military woman is coming back. Luis nods agreement. I've seen it in other veterans. You rediscover who you were before life beat you down. Gloria feels the truth of their words. The woman who commanded respect is still here. Just buried under years of saying yes. 2 days later, Gloria paints in her apartment. A new canvas showing a lighthouse against stormy seas. Bold whites and grays, defiant against the darkness. The knock on her door comes at 4 p.m. 3 sharp raps, aggressive and demanding. Gloria's paintbrush stills in her hand. Through the peephole, Marcus's angry face fills the frame. He's alone, which means this isn't a social call. Gloria considers not answering. But that's the old Gloria. The new one opens the door but keeps the chain latched. What do you want, Marcus? Her voice carries new authority. We need to talk. He pushes against the door, testing the chain. Let me in, Gloria. We're talking fine like this. The chain stays where it island. Marcus's face reddens with frustration. Look, the restraining order expires next week. Vanessa's been crying every night about this family feud. It's time to be reasonable. Gloria recognizes the script. Guilt disguised as concern. Manipulation wrapped in family obligation. Amara misses her grandmother. The weapon comes out early this time. She keeps asking when you're coming to dinner. Gloria's chest tightens but doesn't crack. Maybe when her parents stop trying to rob me. Marcus's facade crumbles. Rob you? You selfish old woman. We're family. Family helps each other. His voice rises with each sentence. That money is sitting there doing nothing. We have real bills, real problems. You're just hoarding it like some crazy cat lady. The insults bounce off Gloria like bullets off armor. She's heard worse from drill sergeants. Marcus pushes harder against the door. Open this door right now. We're settling this today. I'm not leaving until you transfer that money. The threat hangs between them. Gloria feels something shift in her posture. Shoulders back, chin up, eyes steady. The sergeant emerges, fully formed. Step back, soldier. Her voice cuts through his bluster like steel. This is my ground. Marcus stops pushing, surprise flickering across his features. You don't get to storm my position. You don't get to issue orders here. This is my home, my money, my life. Each word lands with military precision. I've held my ground against better men than you. Marcus's confidence wavers visibly. The answer is no. It was no yesterday. It will be no tomorrow. Do you copy, soldier? For a moment, Marcus looks genuinely scared. This isn't the pushover grandmother he's used to manipulating. This is someone who knows how to fight. You'll regret this, Gloria. His parting shot lacks conviction. Vanessa will never forgive you. Amara will grow up thinking you abandoned her. Gloria closes the door while he's still talking. Slides the deadbolt home with a satisfying click. Through the peephole, she watches him storm down the hallway. Fists clenched, muttering threats to empty air. But he's leaving. That's what matters. Gloria turns back to her lighthouse painting. The beacon stands firm against the storm, just like she did. For the first time in decades, Gloria feels invincible. The battlefield has shifted, and she's finally fighting on her own terms. Italy? Gloria stares at the travel brochure. Miriam slides across the diner table. Rolling Tuscan hills and ancient Roman columns fill the glossy pages. A women's trip, Miriam explains, eyes sparkling with mischief. Just us survivors. 8 days. No men allowed. Luis raises his coffee cup in mock protest. What about charming Puerto Rican retirees? Especially no charming Puerto Rican retirees, Miriam shoots back. Gloria turns the pages slowly, drinking in impossible beauty. The Colosseum bathed in golden afternoon light. Gondolas gliding through Venetian canals. Florence's red-tiled rooftops stretching toward distant mountains. I've never been anywhere, Gloria whispers. James always promised we'd travel after retirement. The familiar ache of loss settles in her chest. But today it feels different. Less like a wound, more like a gentle reminder. So what's stopping you now? Miriam asks. Gloria's mind immediately fills with objections. The expense, the logistics, the fear of traveling alone. What if something happens to her in a foreign country? What if Amara needs her? What if Vanessa uses her absence against her? I can see those wheels turning, Luis observes. You're making excuses before you've even decided. Miriam leans forward conspiratorially. Gloria, when's the last time you did something just for you? The question hangs in the air like incense. Gloria searches her memory for an answer. Decades of sacrifices, compromises, putting others first. She can't remember the last selfish thing she did. Yes. The word escapes before she can stop it. Yes, I want to go to Italy. This time for me. 3 weeks later, Gloria stands in JFK Airport. Her new passport feels foreign in her weathered hands. The group of 8 women ranges from 55 to 78. All survivors, all ready for adventure. All slightly terrified and completely exhilarated. The plane lifts off over Queens, carrying Gloria toward her first real freedom. Florence appears through morning clouds like a Renaissance painting come to life. Terracotta rooftops cascade down ancient hills. The Arno River winds through the city like a silver ribbon. Gloria presses her face to the airplane window like a child. Welcome to Italy, darling, Miriam says, squeezing her hand. Their first stop is the Uffizi Gallery. Gloria stands before Botticelli's Birth of Venus in stunned silence. Tears stream down her cheeks without permission. It's so beautiful, she whispers. The goddess emerges from foam and sea, radiant and unashamed. Gloria pulls out her sketchbook with trembling fingers. Her pencil captures Venus's flowing hair, her serene expression. For the first time, Gloria draws something purely for joy. In Rome, they climb the Spanish steps at sunset. Gloria's legs ache, but her spirit soars higher with each stone. The eternal city spreads below them in golden splendor. "I can't believe I'm really here," she tells Miriam. "Believe it, honey," Miriam replies. This is what living for yourself looks like. They explore the Colosseum the next morning. Gloria stands where gladiators once fought for their lives. She thinks about her own battles, her own arena. "I was a warrior too," she says quietly. "Still are," Miriam corrects. "Just fighting different opponents now." Venice takes Gloria's breath away completely. Their gondolier serenades them through narrow canals. Ancient palaces reflect in dark water, like painted dreams. Gloria sketches everything, her hands moving with newfound confidence. The Doge's palace, street marks basilica, pigeons dancing in the square. Each drawing captures not just the scene, but her joy. At a tiny gelateria, Gloria orders 3 scoops: pistachio, stracciatella, and limoncello. The first bite makes her wince from the cold. Miriam laughs until tears stream down her face. "You survived basic training but lost to ice cream?" Gloria grins, taking another enormous bite. Ice cream fights dirty. They spend hours wandering through San Marcos Square. Street musicians play Vivaldi while tourists feed pigeons. Gloria buys postcards she'll never send. Souvenirs for a life she's just learning to live. On their last evening, they walk the Ponte Vecchio. The ancient bridge glows amber in the Florentine sunset. Couples stroll hand in hand, lovers young and old. Gloria feels a familiar pang of loneliness, but it's gentler now, mixed with gratitude. She pulls out her phone with shaking fingers. Amara's number glows on the screen. Her granddaughter's face appears, pixelated but radiant. "Grandma!" The joy in Amara's voice pierces Gloria's heart. "Where are you?" "Italy, sweetheart. It's the most beautiful place in the world." Amara's eyes widen with wonder. "Are you on vacation?" "Yes, baby. I'm learning to take care of myself." They talk for 20 minutes about gelato and gondolas. Amara shows her latest art project through the screen. A crayon drawing of a house with flowers. "That's beautiful, honey. You're quite the artist." "Like you, Grandma. Mom says you paint now." Gloria's heart swells with unexpected hope. Maybe Vanessa is sharing some truths along with her lies. "Grandma, are you happy?" The question stops Gloria's breath. Behind Amara, she hears Vanessa calling for dinner. The call will end soon. "I'm learning to be, sweetheart. I'm learning what happiness looks like. I love you more than all the stars." "Love you too, Grandma. Send me pictures of the pretty places." The call ends, leaving Gloria alone on the bridge. But not lonely. Miriam appears beside her, comfortable in silence. The Arno River flows beneath them toward the Mediterranean. Golden sunset paints the water in shades of fire. Other travelers pass by, lost in their own discoveries. Gloria watches the light dance on ancient stones. This bridge has stood for 700 years. Countless people have crossed it, seeking connection. Merchants and lovers, pilgrims and wanderers, all searching for something beyond themselves. Tonight, Gloria found it. Not in a place or a person, but in the simple act of choosing herself. "Thank you," she whispers to the river. To James, to Italy, to the woman she's becoming. The golden light reflects in her tears. But, for the first time in years, they're tears of joy. Tomorrow, they fly home to Brooklyn. But Gloria isn't the same woman who left. She's someone new. Someone who knows her own worth. Someone ready to write the next chapter. On her own terms. The river flows on, carrying her hopes toward infinite possibility. Gloria's apartment door shudders under angry fists. 3 days back from Italy, still glowing with newfound freedom. Her passport and sketches spread across the kitchen table. Evidence of a life finally lived for herself. The pounding intensifies, rattling the hinges. "Open this door right now, Mother." Vanessa's voice carries through the hallway like a hurricane. Gloria sets down her coffee calmly. The old fear doesn't come. In its place sits something harder, stronger. She opens the door without the chain. Vanessa storms in, Marcus close behind. Both of them vibrating with barely controlled rage. "Italy?" Vanessa spits the word like poison. "You went to Italy while we're losing our house? While your granddaughter needs school clothes? While your own family suffers?" Gloria closes the door quietly. "Yes, I went to Italy." Her voice carries the confidence of someone who's seen Venus. "It was beautiful." Marcus circles her small living room like a predator. "Do you have any idea how selfish you are? We're 3 months behind on the mortgage. Amara's wearing clothes from Goodwill. And you're playing tourist with our inheritance?" Gloria's eyebrows raise at the word choice. "Your inheritance? Last I checked, James was my husband. That was my life insurance policy." Vanessa's face contorts with frustration. "You're sick, Mom. This isn't the woman who raised me. The woman who sacrificed everything for her family. I gave you my whole life," Gloria says quietly. "Every paycheck, every dream, every possibility. Now I'm keeping a piece for myself." The words land like artillery shells. Vanessa recoils as if physically struck. "Keeping a piece? You owe us everything we gave you. The love, the respect, the grandchild you adore. Pay up or lose it all." The threat hangs naked between them. Gloria studies her daughter's face. When did love become a transaction? When did family become a business deal? Marcus pulls out his phone, scrolling through documents. "Since you want to play hardball, let's talk facts. This building is rent stabilized. But your lease expires next month." Gloria's stomach drops. She'd forgotten about the lease renewal. Funny thing about references for elderly tenants. Marcus's smile turns predatory. Landlords get nervous about mental competency, especially when family members express concerns. The implication hits like a physical blow. "You wouldn't. Try us." Vanessa's tears have dried completely. "We've already started documenting your erratic behavior. The financial decisions, the sudden travel obsession, the way you've cut off your loving family." Gloria sees the trap closing around her. They're not just after her money anymore. They want control of her entire life. "There are facilities for people like you," Marcus continues. "Nice places where professionals can manage your affairs. Keep you safe from yourself." The threat of guardianship hangs over Gloria like a blade. She's heard the horror stories at support group. Adult children seizing control, draining accounts. Seniors stripped of dignity, autonomy, hope. "Get out." Gloria's voice cuts through their manipulation. "Both of you, get out of my home." "Your home?" Marcus laughs coldly. "Not for much longer." After they leave, Gloria sits in shaking silence. Her Italian sketches scattered on the floor. Evidence of joy trampled under family warfare. She calls Luis immediately. "They're going after guardianship," she explains. "Trying to have me declared incompetent." Luis's response comes swift and furious. "Those parasitic pieces of garbage. But don't worry, my amor. I know exactly who to call." Attorney Sarah Chen meets them at a downtown coffee shop. 35 years old, sharp suit, sharper mind. Luis's niece, specializing in elder abuse cases. "They're escalating because you're winning," Sarah explains. Disparate people make dangerous moves. But desperation also makes them sloppy. She spreads legal documents across the small table. "We need evidence of their coercion. Documentation of the threats and manipulation. Anything that shows their true motives." Gloria remembers the bank incident. The note she scribbled while pretending to sign. I wrote something that day. A cry for help on the transfer papers. Sarah's eyes light up. The bank should have copies. That could be our smoking gun. The hearing takes place 3 weeks later. A sterile courtroom filled with morning light. Gloria sits beside Sarah, hand steady. Marcus and Vanessa across the aisle with their attorney. The proceedings feel surreal, like watching someone else's life. Marcus testifies first, smooth and convincing. Mrs. Johnson has become increasingly isolated and paranoid, making irrational financial decisions, traveling internationally without informing family. We're concerned for her safety and well-being. Vanessa takes the stand weeping. I just want my mother back. The woman who loved us unconditionally, who would never choose strangers over her own family. The performance is Oscar-worthy. Gloria watches the judge's sympathetic expression. Her heart sinks as the lies pile up. Then Sarah stands. Your Honor, I'd like to present evidence. Documentation from Manhattan First National Bank. She slides the transfer papers across the bench. Note the handwritten message in blue ink. Help me. Don't let them see. Written by Mrs. Johnson, while under duress. The courtroom shifts like tectonic plates. Marcus's confidence cracks visibly. Vanessa's tears dry up mid-sob. This is the handwriting of someone crying for help, not someone making free choices. Sarah presents more evidence methodically. Police reports from the bank incident. Photos of Gloria's bruises from Marcus's grip. Testimony from bank employees. The judge studies each document carefully. Mr. Torres, Mrs. Johnson Torres. These allegations paint a disturbing picture. Financial coercion disguised as family concern. Marcus sputters protests. Vanessa claims misunderstanding. But the evidence speaks louder than words. This hearing is adjourned pending investigation. No guardianship will be granted at this time. Mrs. Johnson retains full control of her affairs. Outside the courthouse, Gloria breathes free air. The case isn't over yet. Marcus and Vanessa will likely appeal. But today she proves something important. She has a voice. She has rights. She has people willing to fight for her. That note saved your life, Sarah tells her. Sometimes the smallest acts of courage change everything. Gloria thinks about that terrifying moment at the bank. Her trembling hand writing those desperate words. She was still a victim then. But somewhere in that fear lived a fighter. Someone who refused to surrender completely. That fighter is fully awake now. And she's just getting started. The Brooklyn Public Library's community room transforms into an art gallery. Gloria stands before her paintings, nervous energy crackling through her fingers. 23 canvases line the white walls like windows into her soul. The Italian sketches matted and framed. The lighthouse standing defiant against storms. The sunflowers reaching toward impossible light. Local artist Gloria Johnson, from soldier to survivor to creator. The banner hangs above her work in bold lettering. Her first public exhibition at 69 years old. Better late than never. The opening reception draws 30 people from the neighborhood. Strangers studying her brushstrokes with genuine interest. A young mother points out details to her curious daughter. See how she uses yellow to show hope? Gloria's chest swells with unexpected pride. Someone understands what she was trying to say. An elderly man in a worn suit approaches her lighthouse painting. This speaks to me, he says quietly. Lost my wife last year. Some days I feel exactly like this tower. Standing alone, but still shining. Gloria nods, throat tight with emotion. That's exactly what I hoped it would say. A woman in designer clothes examines the Venice series closely. These are extraordinary. Do you sell your work? The question catches Gloria off guard. Someone wants to buy her art. Her art has value beyond personal therapy. I never thought about selling. Well, you should. The woman hands her a business card. I own a gallery in Park Slope. Call me when you're ready. By evening's end, Gloria has sold 3 paintings. Enough money for another trip. Maybe Greece this time. Or Portugal. The world suddenly feels infinite with possibility. Luis helps her pack the remaining canvases into his car. You're glowing, mi amor. Like you swallowed sunshine. Gloria laughs, surprising herself with the sound. I feel alive again. Like I remember who I used to be. They load the last painting in comfortable silence. The lighthouse, unsold but treasured. Some things aren't meant to be given away. Gloria, Luis says as they walk to his car. I've been thinking. His voice carries unfamiliar nervousness. Maybe we could have dinner sometime. Just the 2 of us. Somewhere nice, with candles and wine. The invitation hangs between them like morning mist. Luis is handsome, kind, funny. Any reasonable woman would say yes immediately. Gloria smiles gently, touching his weathered hand. Lice, you're wonderful. But I'm dating myself right now. His eyebrows rise in confusion. Dating yourself? Learning to enjoy my own company. Figuring out what makes Gloria happy. I've spent 70 years taking care of other people. Time to take care of me. Luis's disappointment melts into understanding. That's the most romantic thing I've ever heard. Taking yourself out on dates. Lucky woman, that Gloria. They laugh together in the evening air. 2 survivors who found friendship in shared healing. The phone call comes 3 days later. Amara's voice, whispered and urgent. Grandma, can you meet me? Mom thinks I'm at soccer practice. But I really want to see you. Gloria's heart breaks and soars simultaneously. Her granddaughter, risking punishment for stolen time together. Of course, sweetheart. Where do you want to meet? They choose Prospect Park, neutral territory. A playground hidden among autumn trees. Gloria arrives first, anxiety gnawing her stomach. What if this is a trap? What if Vanessa followed? What if she's putting Amara in danger? Then she sees her granddaughter running across the grass. 11 years old, all legs and flying hair. The same gap-toothed smile that melts Gloria's defenses. Grandma. The hug nearly knocks Gloria backward. Small arms wrap around her waist desperately. I missed you so much. I missed you too, baby. More than you'll ever know. They sit on a bench, sharing pizza from a nearby truck. Amara chatters about school, friends, new books she's reading. Normal conversation that feels miraculous. Mom says you're sick, Amara says suddenly. That's why you can't come to dinner anymore. Gloria's pizza turns to ash in her mouth. Do I seem sick to you? Amara studies her grandmother's face seriously. You look different. Happier, maybe. Like you're not worried all the time. Children see truth that adults miss. I went to Italy, Gloria says. I painted pictures and ate gelato. I learned that it's okay to do things for yourself. Amara's eyes widen with wonder. Italy has the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We studied it in geography. Maybe someday we could go together. The suggestion hangs between them like a promise. I'd like that very much. As the sun sets, painting the park in golden light, Gloria tells stories. About basic training and drill sergeants. About learning to march in formation. About standing up to bullies twice her size. I was a soldier once, she says with quiet pride. I defended my country and protected my fellow soldiers. And you can be strong too, Amara. Whatever happens, remember, you come from warriors. Your great-grandfather fought in World War II. Your grandfather served in Vietnam. Strength runs in our blood. Amara absorbs every word like gospel. Are you still a soldier, Grandma? In a way, yes. Now I'm fighting different battles. But I'm still fighting. The playground empties as darkness approaches. Time to say goodbye, though neither wants to. Will I see you again soon? Amara whispers. I don't know, sweetheart, but I'll never stop trying. I'll never stop loving you. They walk toward the park entrance hand in hand. One wrinkled and weathered by 7 decades of life. One small and smooth with infinite possibility ahead. Under the streetlights of Brooklyn, their shadows merge into one. Grandmother and granddaughter. Past and future. Love that transcends family warfare. At the park gate, they hug goodbye. Be brave, little warrior, Gloria whispers. Be smart and be kind. And remember that your grandmother loves you. No matter what anyone else says. Amara disappears into the darkness toward home. Gloria watches until she's safely out of sight. Then turns toward her own life. Her own choices. Her own hard-won freedom. The city lights twinkle like stars overhead. Full of promise, possibility, and hope. For the first time in decades, Gloria walks toward tomorrow, instead of away from yesterday. The courtroom buzzes with tension as Judge Martinez returns from chambers. Gloria sits straight in her chair, hands folded calmly. Beside her, Attorney Sarah Chen radiates quiet confidence. Across the aisle, Marcus fidgets with his expensive tie. Vanessa stares at the floor, mascara smudged from calculated tears. After reviewing all evidence presented, Judge Martinez begins. This court finds no basis for guardianship proceedings. Mrs. Gloria Johnson retains full legal and financial autonomy. The petition is hereby dismissed with prejudice. The gavel strikes like thunder. Gloria closes her eyes, feeling decades of weight lift away. Marcus explodes from his chair. This is ridiculous. She's clearly not competent. We'll appeal this travesty. Judge Martinez's voice cuts through his tantrum. Mr. Torres, you are in contempt. Security will escort you from my courtroom. 2 bailiffs move toward Marcus immediately. His face turns purple with rage. This isn't over, Gloria. You'll die alone and forgotten. Just like you deserve. The bailiffs remove him forcibly. His shouts echo down the marble hallway. Vanessa remains seated, shock replacing her performance. Mom, she whispers. We can work this out. I never wanted it to go this far. Gloria stands slowly, studying her daughter's face. 37 years of motherhood reduced to this moment. If you want a mother, learn to respect me. The words carry the weight of military command. Not my money, not my compliance. Me. The woman who raised you. The person I've become. Vanessa's mouth opens wordlessly. For once, she has no manipulation ready. No tears or threats or emotional blackmail. Just the consequences of her choices. Gloria walks away without looking back. Sarah follows, heels clicking on polished stone. You did it, Sarah says outside the courthouse. You actually did it. Gloria breathes free air deeply. We did it. I couldn't have fought alone. The support group gathers that evening for celebration. Dorothy's community center transforms into party headquarters. Balloons and streamers in military colors. Green and gold honoring Gloria's service. To Gloria! Luis raises his coffee cup. The woman who found her voice? The room erupts in cheers and applause. 8 survivors celebrating one victory. Proof that fighting back is possible. Miriam approaches with a wrapped package. A little something for the warrior. Inside sits a small bronze statue. A female soldier standing at attention. She reminds me of someone I know. Gloria's eyes fill with grateful tears. 3 weeks later, the gallery opening arrives. Park Slope Art Collective. Elegant and buzzing. Wine glass clink. Voice murmur appreciation. Gloria's paintings hang under professional lighting. Each canvas telling part of her story. The centerpiece dominates the back wall. a self-portrait in military dress uniform. The woman she was at 25. Proud, strong, uncompromising, standing beneath an endless blue sky. "It's magnificent," whispers the gallery owner. "So much strength in those brushstrokes, like she's marching off the canvas." Gloria studies her younger self with wonder. That confident soldier never really disappeared. Just got buried under years of saying yes. "Grandma!" A familiar voice cuts through the gallery chatter. Amara bursts through the crowd, pigtails flying. Behind her, Detective Rodriguez from the bank incident. "I hope this is okay," he says to Gloria. The little one called the station. Said her grandmother was famous now. Asked if someone could bring her. Gloria's heart stops, then soars. Amara wraps around her waist like a vine. "Look at all your pictures. They're everywhere. You're like a real artist." "I am a real artist," Gloria says, amazement in her voice. Amara studies the military self-portrait intensely. "Grandma, you look like a superhero." Gloria laughs through sudden tears. "No, baby. I just finally look like myself." They walk through the gallery hand in hand. Amara asks questions about every painting. "Why is this lighthouse all alone?" "Sometimes being alone makes you stronger." "What's this pretty bridge place?" "Italy, where I learned to be happy." "Are you happy now, Grandma?" "Yes, sweetheart. I really, really am." The evening winds down with champagne toasts. 3 paintings sold to strangers. Red dots marking financial independence. Art as more than therapy now. Art as livelihood. Outside the gallery, golden October light paints Brooklyn streets. Gloria walks with her chosen family. Miriam linking one arm, Luis the other. Amara skipping ahead, chattering about paintbrushes. They look like any group of friends. Spanning generations, united by affection. But Gloria knows they're more than that. They're proof that family is what you build, not what you're born into. "Dinner?" Luis suggests. "That new Italian place on 7th Avenue? My treat to celebrate our famous artist." "Can I have spaghetti?" Amara calls back. "With lots of cheese?" "Whatever you want, baby," Gloria says. The first time those words don't hurt. Because tonight, giving feels like choosing, not surrendering. They enter the restaurant laughing. 4 people who found each other, who learned that healing happens in community. That strength grows when shared. Gloria orders wine with dinner. A small rebellion that tastes like freedom. Amara draws pictures on napkins. Stick figures holding hands under smiling suns. "That's us," she explains. All happy together. Gloria studies the simple drawing. Stick figures, but infinite love. "Yes," she agrees. "That's exactly us." Outside the restaurant windows, New York pulses with life. Millions of people pursuing their own dreams. Fighting their own battles. Finding their own voices. Gloria is just one among many. But tonight, that feels like everything. She's no longer the woman who always said yes. No longer the victim trembling at a bank desk. No longer afraid of her own daughter. She's Gloria Johnson. Veteran, survivor, artist. Woman who learned to choose herself. Mother who finally knows her worth. Grandmother teaching strength through example. For the first time in 7 decades, she's living for herself. And it feels like coming home,